Breaking news, breaking news. New information about Lance Twiggs, the transgender boyfriend of the Charlie Kirk assassin, Tyler Robinson. A woman has come out and said she took him in when he was a juvenile after being kicked out of his parents' home. She also claims that her two sons know Lance Twiggs quite well, and they were all hanging out together in Discord. Whoa! And her two sons were interviewed by the FBI. Whoa! Let me share what's going on, who this woman is. Her name is Jackie, and she has come out and spoke about Lance. Says he's a shy boy. Can't believe he did this. Check it out. New bombshell report out by the Daily Mail. Charlie Kirk suspects trans lover seen in trove of new images. And I'm going to share these images with you in a second. But check this out right here. The transgender boyfriend of accused assassin Tyler Robinson turned to pot and mushrooms as he struggled to cope with being shunned by his strict Mormon parents. But any suggestion that Lance Twiggs, 22 years old, was involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk is simply unfathomable, according to the kind-hearted family friend who took him in. So a family friend took Lance Twiggs in when he was a teenager. Robinson, 22, who shared an apartment with Twiggs, is accused of shooting Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk in the neck. But Jackie Nielsen, who you see on the left here, mom to several of Twiggs' best friends, insisted, "I'm certain Lance wasn't involved. I just don't believe it." Jackie, seen on the left here, she's 41, told the Daily Mail in an exclusive interview, trans or not, Lance was a good-hearted boy. He wasn't violent or cruel. He didn't push his ideas on people. He didn't want attention. In fact, what's happening now is his worst nightmare. The version of Lance that's being talked about in the media is not the kind, shy boy that I've known for years. So there's some new photos here I'm going to show you in a second, but I want to go on with this report here before I show you the photos. Jackie's 6 kids all went to the same high school in Washington, Utah as Twiggs. And they all knew Robinson, his live-in lover turned assassin, now facing possible death sentence for gunning down Kirk. 2 of Jackie's boys were also part of the chat group with Twiggs and Robinson on the app Discord. Whoa! Jackie's boys were in the Discord chat with Twiggs and Robinson, that Discord chat that the FBI was talking about. They were both interviewed by the FBI in the wake of the killing, but there's no suggestion they've done anything wrong. It was just boys being ridiculous boys, saying silly stuff to one another, insisted Jackie, who lives in St. George with her husband Nathan. And they have 6 kids together between 19 and 23. I asked my son directly if Tyler or Lance ever said anything political or anything that worried him, and he said, "No," she said. "My boys are in shock. One of them wakes up every morning and doesn't think the world around him is real. He's so sad for Lance. And never in his wildest dreams would he have imagined Tyler doing something like this." And it goes on to say right here, a family friend who took Twiggs in when he was kicked out of his home as a teen described him as a kind, shy boy. Now, here are some of the photos I want to show you. New photos out. Lance Twiggs shunned by his parents Mormon, and they kicked him out. According to the neighbor, Jackie, or family friend, neighbor, someone, a resident in that town that Lance Twiggs hung out with her boys on Discord, interviewed by the FBI. Look at this. New photos. That appears to be Lance Twiggs with a group of friends. Who are these people? Did the FBI interview these people here? Let's go on. Look at this. I'm sure you've seen this photo before. Now, this is interesting. Who is this? Who is this? This appears to be Lance Twiggs here with someone else beside him. Back to back. Is that one of her boys? Who's these people here? Who are they? Who are they? Discord. And then here is Jackie, who spoke exclusively with the Daily Mail. Her sons were interviewed by the FBI. What's going on here, folks? Wow. Lance Twiggs hanging out with some of Jackie's boys who were interviewed by the FBI. What's going on here, folks? Kicked out as a teenager? Now, I have a lot of questions here, considering that Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs lived together in a condo in St. George belonging to Jerry D. Twiggs, which is the grandfather of Lance Twiggs. So that individual, Jackie, who showed pictures, it appears to be those pictures I just shared, some of them must be her kids, hanging out with Lance. If Lance got kicked out of his home when he was a teenager from his strict Mormon parents, how did Lance end up back at a family home? His grandfather's condo, living there. It's in his grandfather's name with Tyler. Did his family accept him back? Or does his grandfather support Lance but not his parents? Because we really haven't heard much about Lance's parents. Grandfather was staying at that condo. Grandfather has a condo in Hawaii and also a ranch in Wyoming. It appears Lance could be at one of those locations. Authorities are saying he's far, far away. Now, we've done a report yesterday saying that Lance Twiggs has not returned back to that condo since he was taken out at gunpoint by the FBI 2 days after the Charlie Kirk assassination. Same time when Tyler Robinson's parents turned him in to authorities, they came to Lance Twiggs, authorities, FBI, hands up, come out with your hands up, and he came out, and he's never been seen since. Hasn't returned back. His vehicle's still there. He's a plumber. His plumber tools are still in the vehicle. Mail piling up. Notes in the door. Lights on lights on in the house. Never got turned off. No family member has returned. But where is Lance? Is he hanging out with grandfather? And if he was kicked out by his Mormon parents, is there reconciliation between him and his Mormon parents? If Jackie's telling the truth, maybe she's not telling the truth. But I think there's some truth to it. Maybe she wanted to come out and get ahead of the story before it gets out that her two boys were interviewed by the FBI. Her two boys. Now, I tried to find her on Facebook. I couldn't find her. Who are her two boys? She's, a mother might be protecting their children at all costs. It might be naive of the situation. Oh, I didn't think Lance could hurt a fly, blah, blah, blah. Are they just being naive? Do you think there's truth in what she's saying? What's going on here? What about her boys? What do they say to the FBI? Are they cooperating with the FBI fully and willing to testify against Tyler Robinson, the assassin, or even Lance Twiggs if he gets indicted? And I think he is going to get indicted soon. It's just a matter of when. He has to be indicted, considering the information we've learned thus far from this terrible tragedy. He was aware. He was aware right after the fact. Tyler was communicating with him, talked about the note, the text. He was clearly aware and did not turn Tyler Robinson in. That's misimprison of a felony. Obstruction of justice, hindering a fugitive, things like that. All types of federal charges he could be with. Now, did he know ahead of time that this crime was going to happen? There's no evidence of that. I think he would probably know. I mean, he's sleeping in the same bed as Tyler. They're having discussions. I would think that he would know something, right? But there's no evidence of that right now. So we have to wait and see what happens with this situation. But it brings more insight into Lance Twiggs. Hopefully I provided you with new information. We keep reading news reports and sharing what's being put out there and relaying it to you as we unpeel the onion to find out exactly what happened here. Who is Lance Twiggs? Who is Tyler Robinson? Who are their associates? How did they turn this way? Scary stuff, folks. I am JLR Investigate. Sub to the channel. Like, hit the notification button. This is the go-to channel when it comes to the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination. We've been here from day one, and we'll keep navigating through the fog and
Try to uncover the mystery here. Will there be federal charges? Where is Lance Twiggs? Witness protection? Material witness? Is he just in hiding? Is he with the feds right now? No one knows. Do you know? If you know, share in the chat. We will talk soon. I am JLR Investigate. Stay tuned.